video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make curved roads, like the one you see behind me here. I have a few different examples to show you, so without further ado, let's get into it. So I want to mention a few things before we actually get into the tutorial here. Now, obviously, everybody's world is going to be different, and the dimensions and the heights and the spacing that I'm showing you here may or may not work in your particular world. So this is not going to be these types of curved roads and on-ramps, off-ramps, etc. I am going to give you the dimensions and the spacing and that I've used here. So hopefully you can have the type of space in your world to be able to use that. Otherwise, you're going to have to kind of adapt and make it work for your particular situation. So in this world here, we have 5 wide roads. So in total, this road here is 12. So we have 5 for each of the, or 1 for each of the yellow lines on the outside, making it 12 total. So you can see here. And this is just a basic 2-lane. The actual off-ramp, this is 4 wide. I probably should have done it 5 wide to match with this, but you know, whatever's going to work for your world. The spacing here isn't quite as important as what I'm about to recommend. 5 wide for your roads. It's just what I do. A lot of people do that, so that's what I recommend. So this first one here is the full circle corkscrew. Like this, you could have this full circle corkscrew where you exit or level down here. This next example over here, I'm calling this one the half screw road going underneath the upper road. This one here is the quarter screw, in where it's also perpendicular, but it just merges, and these may or may not work in your particular situation in your world, but you know, this at least gives you an idea of what can be done. So the first thing you want to do is head over to this website here, plots.co. Here we want the ellipse, so you would just click on this and it brings you to this page. There's a little information box over here in the left corner. You can just click that to get rid of that once you've read it. And down here at the bottom, sliders around, it changes the shape of the ellipse or circle or oval or whatever kind of shape you're working with. So so we just move these to 40. And that gives us our circle. Then back up to the top left corner, click on the 2D. That brings us to this page, which gives you the layout and the numbering and co.uk. Of course, I will provide a link down in the description below. So now that we have our layout of our 40 block diameter, you want to come to the edge of your upper road. So whatever the edge is, in this case, it'll be the yellow here. And this is where I want to start my circle for the off-ramp. So come down to the ground, and this right here is going to be our starting point. Now moving over to here, that block we just placed over there is this one right here. So we would go start with our layout and do is however high your upper road is, build up from the ground blocks that you just placed all the circle. So essentially you're going to end up with this big circular cylinder. Now obviously, as you can, to build from the ground up all the way around, you just kind of figure where, you know, about. So you might want to do like 4 blocks down from here. Whichever way works easier for you, you know, just do it that way. Now that we have all come, now this is an even number, this is 8 blocks, but you know, depending on the diameter that you choose, just kind of split it in half, or whichever way works best. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So this part is going to be part of our main road up there. So we know that we want to gradually bring this down and layer it so that we eventually end up right down here with these blocks, whoops, in the ground like this. That will be even with that road, just like that over there. So you just kind of play with it there's no real method to doing this other than just, you know, you place your blocks along and you step it down a little bit. You know, you just kind of bring it, and then on these long parts, I like to keep it all that one level, and then you just kind of step it down again. Now, there might take some trial and error to get this right, but eventually, you know, it becomes easier and easier as you go along. Close to being over there. So, as you can see here, this one's really short, so we're going to want, actually, we're going to want to put this up quite a bit more, and then maybe step it down one here, and we'll get rid of these. Not that one. Well, eventually we'll get rid of that one. So we'll bring all these along, maybe a little further. We're getting close to the end. Keep that there. You know, so you just want to kind of work it around until you get all the way around to where you feel comfortable with your layout, and you're going to be actually in the ground, actually like that, like that, like that, and then these would be in the ground like this to here. You know, so you can see now that that gradually kind of steps down and comes down. Now you're going to want to play with that just to kind of smooth it out and get it just the way you want it. And then these actually work it. Could be like that. So now, like I said, you know, building up all these walls, a lot of this is going to go away. But it does help with the visualization of everything. So, you know, whatever works best for you. If you want to just do it where you think your whole layout is going to be, that's fine too. There's no wrong way to do this. So now we just start knocking these out to match where we placed our layout for the step down. So now that we have our layout all super sweet and smooth, just the way we like it, and we've removed all of the blocks above our road line, we're left with this. Now, you can remove these if you want. Of course, plan to terraform around here. They could be used to easily place your blocks as backer blocks, or if you want to replace them with whatever decoration block you're going to use, whether it's going to be a solid support for the road, or if you're going to use stilts or pillars to hold it up. You know, it's just something that you could use later that you wouldn't have to replace if you're not sure. So now we're going to place our road blocks. So this road here, for my purposes here, is going to be 4 blocks. So we got 4 blocks there, and we know along here that it's all going to be 4. So that's 2, 3, 4. So all this is going to be road right here. And we know this one, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, etc., etc. So now it's starting to form the inner circle kind of on its own. Now, like I said, I modified this a little bit. This inner circle is a 35 block diameter. Again, if you are using these exact dimensions that I'm using here, the world download, you will have to reference the slight modifications I've made. If you are using a different dimension, you can modify it however you want. You know, it's your world, you do what you want, but these, you know, this is just kind of a guideline thing. So now what we can do is place our inner circle blocks to match up with these. Now, it's not going to be exactly the same, because as you can see down there, that's 2 blocks with the 1s, and up here it's 3. So we need to follow what the dimensions that you would get from the plots website on those. So that's going to be 2, 2, and then we got a couple 1s here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and kind of fill in the gaps. So you would fill that one in. This one comes across. This one, boy, I just can't place blocks today. This one comes across. This one comes to a maybe there. Fill in here. And as far as the transitions go on these angles, I like to do them like this. As you can see over here, you know, you got the little angle part here. This one, I guess I left that one straight. But, you know, that's something that you can play with and just kind of figure out and smooth on your, as you see fit. So, you know, you could just go like this, down, as you go, not that one. And then get rid of these top blocks. We want that one there though. And like that. So then as you eventually, and these 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, etc., etc. So now we know that these are going to be all the same, as you can follow with the layout on the ground. So just go around doing all that until you have completed the full circle. So once I get that done, I'll be back with you. And with everything filled in, it is looking super sweet. Our transition's nice and smooth, and we are pretty much done. The only thing that's left now, I think this is 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, and then 4. You know, you could do like 5, 5, 4, 4, maybe down into a 3 or something, and then eventually you'll get to the edge of your actual road. And that just kind of smooths out this little transition here to merge onto the on-off ramp. And the same thing down at the bottom. You just want to extend these inner ones 4 to 5 blocks, and then just kind of smooth it out so it merges nicely into the continuing road. Now I just wanted to go over these other 2 examples here. The process is exactly the same as doing the full circle corkscrew. It's just a little bit less, and your transition and smoothing of your step exactly the same. Like over here, this, you know, you're just going to do the half or quarter circle and then just step it down. You can do 4, 5, you know, whatever your preference is for the step down there to smooth it out. It's going to be a little bit less work. You don't have to do your full diameter. You won't have as many blocks to place. And, you know, it all depends on how your city is set up, where you're placing this, if the road's perpendicular, if it's parallel, or if you want this nice half curve, quarter curve. You know, you can change things up, do things differently so that all your off ramps or on ramps are the same. So these are just a couple of options again to show you what is possible. I'm sure there are many, many more. I just didn't want to make this video too long, but I hope I didn't confuse you with anything. Of course, if you have any questions or comments or anything, please let me know down in the comments below. I will do my best to answer them properly. Like I said, hit that world download link so that you can have all this here. You can count, you can use spacing, you can use it for reference or whatever you might need. And if this video has helped you out, hit that subscribe button. I will be doing more city builds and more, you know, these types of things to enhance your city building. And all in the next video. I'm out of here. See ya. Whoa, 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 whoa. Where are you going? I got awesome over here on the left. I got more awesome over here on the right. And for all the awesome, click that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. See you next time.